What's going on, guys? This will be episode 2 of the winter base camp. I just made it here. I started on the trailhead before the sun was up. It's just now getting light out. And as you can see, most of the snow is gone. So I didn't pack any water expecting there to be more snow. So that's gonna be a thing, is getting down into there and collecting enough snow for water. Brought the big pack. So episode 2, winter base camp. We're gonna get a lot done and we're spending the night. So stick with me. So I've got a lot of work to do. Looks like the tarp blew off a little bit. I got a little fire going. It was actually a little cold when I got here. It's a lot warmer than it was the other day, but I was at the trailhead over an hour before sunrise, so a little chilly when I got here. So we got a little fire going and I got a lot of work to do. I'm spending the night, so the more I get done, the more comfortable I'll be. I've got a 0-degree bag with me, sleeping bag, and I'm gonna get the bed platform built. So the roof, then the bed platform, then walls. But like I said, the more that I get done, more comfortable I'll be. And I remembered the SD card and the GoPro, so we'll be able to get some good shots. I've got the second tarp on. As you can see, it's gonna do that. It's gonna make up a lot of that wall. Even though I'm going to build a solid wall there, that's gonna really help with breaking the wind from that direction. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill all this in with some logs and then some pine. But what I was thinking is that the way my fire pit's gonna be and the way it's gonna be enclosed is that between these two rocks here, it goes right in. With my fire pit being here, I'm going to have a spot where smoke, if it starts piling up in here, can go right out that. So all that's going to get covered up, and I'm going to have this hole here for ventilation. So I'm going to have some horizontal logs in there. And what I did is I bought some like really cheap Mylar emergency blankets, and I'm going to line that back wall. Right now, I should be out looking for some stones today and tomorrow, which I'm going to do to build the pit. But I don't think I'm going to be able to resource enough to actually build like a whole chimney system up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line the inside of that with a Mylar blanket. Now, I know they're not, you know, fireproof and whatever. I don't want it to get exposed to the flame, but it'll be better than just the logs, and it'll give me a reflection, you know, something to reflect the heat. So if I got the fire down in that hole, and that's a Mylar blanket strapped to that wall, it's going to reflect a good amount of heat. And once this stone on this side gets warm, you know, that's going to reflect. So this whole corner is really going to kick a lot of heat. And I'm going to have a lot of work to do here as I come up on an angle from here to here to kind of close this in. And so my smoke's going to rise straight up, kind of following that crack in the rock, and up and out. And like I said, if I get a big smoke, you know, problem inside, once this is sealed up, I'm going to have some kind of draft coming in through here to either vent smoke or feed air to the fire. I don't even know what time it is. It's probably still really early. And I was wrong about where the sun's going to be coming up. I thought it was going to come up right here. It actually came up back in there. Not a big deal. Whoo. So I'm taking a lunch break. I've been cutting wood for the shelter material, whatever, for probably 3 hours now. I didn't bring any water because I expected there to be more snow. There is a water source about 400 yards off of this. That wouldn't be that hard to get to. But there are some patches of snow. So when you get some snow, and we'll get that going. Yeah, having a blast. I'm working my butt off. We'll get some snow, we'll get that going, and I'll show you what we're having for lunch. So, un momento. We're gonna get a fire going. I had one this morning, I just kind of let it peter out. This thing I've got to secure some more because I don't like the rattling. I do have stuff on the outside. And then we're starting to close ourselves in. So that'll get closed in, and then that L frame right there, whoop, whoop, that'll get closed in, and then I'll have a vent going out that way for the fire pit. There's going to be a lot of tweaking and moving and doing stuff, but when we get all this rough cutting in, that'll be good. I probably got 6 hours of daylight, so we'll get this going, and I'll show you what we're eating. All right, so we're gonna get our snow melted down, and that might be enough. I mean, that much snow only turns into like that much water. We're gonna let that simmer down, get some of this bigger stuff in. What we're gonna have is we're gonna take a pork ramen. We're gonna add this Thai chili tuna, a couple of these 5 alarm and maybe the green chili, and I've got these dehydrated like random vegetable things. So it's got like corn and pieces of whatever, just dehydrated vegetable bits. So we'll put the ramen together with the Thai chili tuna with the little dehydrated vegetables in it and some hot sauce. And I mean, that's 90 calories, 7 grams of carbs. Well, I thought there was more. Here it is, 25% of your protein. So I'm getting a good chunk of protein out of this. Whatever the heck selenium is, I'm getting a bunch of that. 90% of my B12, some niacin, blah, blah, blah. Protein mainly. And then, you know, whatever the ramen's. Oh, it's got a hole. $190 calories times 2. 22% of my fat. So between these two, this will be a decent lunch. I got something a little more substantial for dinner. So let me get it put together and I'll tell you how it tastes. All right, let's try it out. Pretty good. So, starting to get a little cloudier out. Lunch will feel good. Be honest with you, I could take a nap. This warm fire right here and a full belly. I'm feeling like nap time. But I have to I've got a lot of material already cut for this back wall. I want to get that up. I want to get that part of that side wall up. I just want to create a microclimate the best I can. I've got a 0-degree sleeping bag. It's supposed to hit, you know, maybe 25 at the very coldest. So I'm okay there, but I do have to insulate myself from the ground. So I want to get a pad out of pine laid out at the very minimum. I am going to build a bed, but we'll see what I get. Because not only that, I only really cut enough firewood to cook lunch. And so I'm going to have to concentrate, you know, a solid hour or so on processing firewood, bringing it in here. So there's still a lot to do. I'm going to eat my random concoction here, which actually is pretty good. Pretty spicy. And hot. Ooh. And I'll get a little more progress done here. And I'll show you. Show you how things are going. Oh, come here. So I got to finish out the roof there, get that closed in, and basically I've got the biggest side of the shelter that still needs to get closed in. So we'll talk to you in a bit. Working my butt off. So it's coming along. Still have to work my vent, but it's coming along. I'm gonna have to do a lot of thatching for this main exterior wall opposite of the rocks. So I'm gonna get as much as I can done today. That allows me still enough time to make my bed and collect firewood, and then I'll resume tomorrow. But this is what I've got so far. So the rest of that needs to be finished to cover the fire pit. And then this is what I got on that exterior wall. I'm just kind of taking the tops of some of these that I took those poles off of and using them. And I'm just going to keep layering them in, layering them in, layering them in. And let's see if I can get this from this angle. That other tarp came quite a ways down. I've got a support pole and the tarp tied off there. Between the tree and that pole is going to be my door. So here will be the door. Ooh, It's really nice out, actually. So that's what I got on this exterior so far. It needs a lot more. I mean, that's, if it was cold, winter, that's not keeping me warm. So this is going to be something that I'm going to progressively continue to add until that is just solid, thick pine. But it's coming along. I've still got a few hours of being able to thatch this, and then I'll start working on the bed. So that'd be your entrance. I'll have to figure out whatever I'm going to do at the bottom. I'm going to lay some pine on that side, but for now that's okay. You'd get here. This is where you'd walk in. And again, like I said, I mean, once, you know, I get a foot or more of snow up here, then I can really start packing everything in and insulating everything. It's still pretty smoky in here. And that's just going to be the nature of the pine, but I have to close off that one other section, and then that's going to leave like that V, that check mark shape. That's going to be the vent. Inside that angle, this right here is going to be solid. So that V will be the vent. I don't know, we'll see. I'm always fighting smoke. All right, ways to go. Get back to you in a little bit. So we've got the Mylar there as a backing against the fireplace to reflect heat inward. I've got this V shape. And down here is the fire. I need a lot more pine there. But that's what's going on here. Once the snow builds up, I may end up having to put some kind of waterproof membrane. Maybe bring another tarp or a piece of a tarp. Because I think the snow will build on this pine, no problem. The only thing I'm worried about is that once I start heating my shelter, is it going to just be raining down into my shelter? Most likely. Depends how cold it is out. So we'll see how that goes. We'll cross that road when we get to it. For tonight, it's just a debris pile with the vent for the fireplace. Yeah, I'm having a blast. So we're gonna have to break down all this pine here for bedding and then some. Oh, I almost failed. I gotta do my steps. Come in here. I got ideas about some shelving, maybe a workbench. And so we got the fire pit. We got that thing kicking heat back into the shelter. And then that's our vent. And I'll have to add some more material there. It looks so different from outside as compared to inside. But yeah, it's coming along. So I'm gonna go get some water, look for some sage. But I figured I'd grab some sage and some juniper so I can do a mouthwash in the morning. If you haven't seen, I've got a video out on the benefits of sage and pine. And also, I think it was the pine bed wool blanket video. That next morning I did a sage and juniper mouthwash and explained what the benefits are of that. I guess I can explain that again in the morning. We'll get it on this video. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. Ooh, crazy windy. Completely underestimated how far I had to go to get water. I'm basically at the trailhead. I could have somebody drive up here and bring me water. Snowed on me a little bit. Sun's coming back out. I mean, the road is like, I don't know, you can probably hear the cars. Road's right down there. I just went for a hike, now I gotta hike back. But I got my water. See this little bridge coming off the trailhead? And then down here is my water source. So that one container doesn't have a lid, so I gotta kind of like all the way back. That's cool. I won't have to worry about it. It's snowing a little bit again. It's beautiful out though. I'm loving it. So, time to hike back to camp. I'm gonna get my bed put together. Water's good. I don't have to worry about water. I don't have to go down that little patch of snow. I can always go to that little patch of snow if I end up using all this for some reason before breakfast, but I doubt it. Yeah. Let's hike back. All right. It needs a lot more thatching. I mean, 3 times as much. I don't want to really even be able to see through it. But I think it's going to have to do for tonight. Not supposed to be super cold. Sleeping bag's rated well above the low temperature. I got to do something with that. That thing crinkles around, and I don't like it. I like the idea of it. I don't like the noise, so I'm probably going to be out here till tomorrow afternoon. So I got a whole nother day tomorrow to continue. And this is going to be a work in progress, I mean, just indefinitely through the winter. I want to continually, I'll be able to see once it starts snowing, once it gets real cold, what works, what doesn't work, what's failing, what needs to be supported. I have a feeling I'm going to have to put a center brace right in the middle of this whole roof. It's either that or I'm going to be constantly removing snow. The goal for now is, I mean, the bed is doable, sleepable. Doesn't look fancy. It's actually really comfortable. I could have fallen asleep. I've got plenty of water. I've got dinner water, breakfast water, tea water. A little GoPro, dead battery GoPro. I did bring a charger. I'll have to charge it for some stuff tomorrow. But I've been stacking a bunch of dead stuff. I've been getting this green stuff. And so I'm going to process all that stuff there. I didn't get anything substantial. Just, you know, what you see there. And there's, I mean, obviously plenty of stuff everywhere. And I'm going to get some firewood processed here. I'm losing steam. I didn't check the time. Probably hour and a half's worth of light left, and been doing this for a good 10 hours. Getting pooped out. All right, let's get some firewood cut. I'm pooped out. That's not even close to enough firewood. I do have a bunch staged out there. And it's just, I mean, it's all around. I'm not expecting to need the fire to make it through the night. I think once I'm cozy and I'm in, I'll just sleep. But we'll see. Sometimes I wake up, I'm cold, I get up, I tend the fire. I got like 8-foot bunks sitting right there. All I got to do is walk out. Saw the end off of all of them instead of, you know what I mean, just saw a bunch of ends off, get the fire going again. This will be enough to cook. And right now I need to sanitize the water in the cooking pot. I'm going to transfer it into that empty NOS can. That's why I kept it. Because I need to measure my water for my dinner. So I'm going to get that sterilized. I'm going to put the sterilized water in that NOS can and set it aside. I think I'm not quite ready for dinner. I mean, I could eat, but I like kind of eating a little later when I'm out here because I go to bed early. I kind of just get that full warm belly and drink a tea and I'm good. So I think I'm going to sterilize that water, and then we will probably have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. Still light out. It looks a lot lighter in the camera. It's fading though. It'll be cool when this thing is completely thatched in. And I mean, think about it. You know, if we get a couple, we always do. I mean, there was 3-4 feet certain spots up here last year. That's halfway up that wall. So if I've got snow basically up to there, I mean, that's a great insulator. That'll cover all of this. So if I can get, you know, when we get all that snow, as long as I can maintain this, you know, the roof, that's going to be a huge difference too, to be in here with all the snow. I can't wait. That's going to be cool. All right, I'm blabbing. I'm exhausted. I could use I'm looking at myself. All right, I'm gonna get that water sanitized and get this fire going for the last time today. I'll maintain it through until night. I'll probably end up cutting more firewood. All right, bye. So we brought the water to a boil. Because of the elevation, you got to let it boil for a little bit longer. Because of the elevation, it boils at a lower temperature. So to make sure that you're sanitized, I let it roll for about 5 minutes. I let it boil for about 5 minutes. And this is one of these pour over coffee filters. It's Guatemalan single source. We'll test this out. So we're gonna go ahead and pour coffee through that, and whatever's left, we're gonna put in this empty NOS bottle and just set aside to cool, just to store sanitized water. My other container has to be boiled also. So, and here's my creamer. Pretty cool. It smells really good. I don't know if it's just because I'm out here or if it's actually really good. I'll have to try one at home. So we'll get that going and then we'll enjoy that. I've got a hair of sun left. It's really nice out. The wind all of a sudden just died down, which is nice. And it's really nice out. All right. That's actually a pretty decent cup of coffee. It's not bad at all. It's not bad. Not bad. It'll be great in the morning. Well, I'm going to lose light, filmable light, probably in about a half an hour. I've got a gear bomb to pick up. My GoPro is charging. You can see right there, it's hooked up to the battery charger. But I've got a mess to clean up. I actually, now that it's starting to cool off, think I'm probably going to be pretty cold tonight. Luckily, I brought a 0-degree bag. And the fire pit makes me a little uneasy. So while I have this opportunity to find more stones, I think that's going to be a huge priority for me tomorrow, is to build up the fire pit. I think I'm going to leave that Mylar blanket there, but I'm going to build stones up. I don't know. We'll see how many stones I can get my hands on. But what's going to happen now is I'm going to enjoy this coffee. I'll probably cut a little bit more firewood, and I'll make sure I say goodnight. But for now, I'm just going to relax. I'm really pooped out. My feet hurt. Been going nonstop. So, all right. We'll talk to you in a little bit. If I do end up cooking dinner tonight, I'll make sure I get it on the GoPro. And other than that, say goodnight when it's that time. And I think that's going to be the end of my productivity today. All right. Got the fire going. Just going to feed it a piece at a time. I've probably got about 20 minutes of daylight left. And once that happens, the temperature is going to drop pretty quick. Just kind of laying here. I'm comfortable. I'm not going to cook my full dinner. I'm going to save it for a lunch tomorrow. If I get hungry, I'll just get up and grab like a Cliff Bar or a snack or something. I've got sanitized water for drinking if I wake up thirsty. And I've got a 40-ounce bottle of water to be sanitized in the morning for breakfast. And so I'm probably going to call it filming wise. So thanks for watching this far. You guys have a great night. Pretty soon I'm going to kick the boots and get in the sleeping bag. I'm pooped. I'm pooped out, man. I got a long way to go. If it was cold, I'd be seriously cold. I'd need more than a 0-degree bag. I'd have to get the full bivvy, the whole shebang. But I think I'll be all right. I did notice that, like, I think my feet are slightly higher than my head. So that's not cool. But got a whole different plan for the bed. The bed's going to go over there where the gear bomb is. And yeah, we'll get back to it in the morning. So, good night, everybody.